What?
My brother always talks about how current rappers aren't actual rappers.
That depends on your definition.
He says they have no meaning, anything that they're saying.
Well, then the name rapper doesn't have any meaning because he hasn't defined it.
All right. Any questions on the homework?
No, I think you and my brother were in a law.
No, it's easy.
Questions on the homework?
Why is there a trapezoid? For like the
Was there
first
what?
30 minutes. There's a trapezoid number 8. It should be triangle.
Oh,
Trapezoid.
I'm teaching trapezoids to my 7th graders. All right.
Ah.
Let's go. Let's be productive here. Any questions on the homework?
This was from Friday. Because you didn't check homework, but at least I missed it.
You didn't give me the homework.
Trying to-
They gave me their homework. All right.
I gave you my homework.
No questions. It was that easy.
It was easy.
It's Friday.
Man.
I speak in high-pitched voice.
All right. So, stop, guys. Hey, seriously, stop. You guys are the ones that want to do 2 days review. We're gonna do 2 days review. Okay. Here's the test. There's 14 constructions. There's gonna be 14 constructions. I forgot that we had one other thing in the chapter, and that was that 1/3, 2/3 rule for medians of a triangle. If you remember right, with two medians, the three medians of a triangle intersect at a point of concurrency, which is called the centroid, and it breaks the shape up into 1/3, 2/3. And just remember, the relationship between 1/3 and 2/3 is half of each other. You got the 1/3 part, it's half of the other part. Put them together, and you get the whole part. Yeah.
Can't you just split it into 3 parts, add the one part together with another part?
Well, you would have to take the median piece and cut that in half.
Yeah.
And then that would be broken into thirds. But that's not how you actually do it in the easy way. I'll have a couple practice ones when we get to that, if we get to that today. We never got past, I think we got to construction 10 in period 2. So we'll see what we get to. So here's the plan. For 2 days, we're going to run through the constructions 1 through 14. Then we'll do, there's going to be 2 problems, Loki problems on the test. And there will be 2 centroid problems. Centroid problems, there's nothing to even worry about on that. But the construction thing, 1 through 14, we got 2 days to do this. I might get through all 14. I don't know. It depends on you guys how fast we can do this. But we'll do 14, and then when we're done with that, we'll do 2 centroid problems, and then 2 Loki, not 2 Loki problems, but 2 centroid, and then we'll just repeat the process. If we can do that 2 times, I think we're probably pretty good. I don't know if we'll be able to do it 2 times. We'll at least be able to do it like 1.5 times. So you'll see all of the constructions multiple times. And then on Wednesday, we'll take the test. And like I said, no joke, it's just 14 constructions, 2 centroid problems, and then 2 Loki problems. And it won't be a construction Loki problem like construct. It'll just be a thinking one, like what is the locus of points that are, 2 conditions? McKinley, yes?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so sheet of paper, and let's just get started.
Oh, random sheet of paper.
You can either look at your notes. You can look at what are written in the books. Remember, I gave you my steps for construction. If you don't like mine, you can read what the book has to offer. Try those. But what you need to be able to do is, if you don't, and then most of you probably won't have all of these memorized. Some of them, like the perpendicular bisector, you do it enough that you kind of have it memorized. But for the ones that you don't have memorized, you got to be able to read your notes and redo the constructions. All right, McKinley, the first construction is?
Construct CD. And
It's in red.
Oh, green.
So do you want to tell us the steps off the top of your head?
I will. Yes, I can do it off the top of my head. Let's see.
Step 1, what do you want me to do?
I want you to draw a new segment slightly larger than that segment.
Okay, so he said draw a segment slightly larger than the, well, that's dead. How do these things, these are so good and they die so quickly? I don't get that. It must be because they just put out more
Flowers
than the
or
other.
plants.
All right, McKinley said make a
I'm-
new segment that is slightly larger. There's no definition of slightly larger. Slightly larger than the previous one. Done, McKinley. Step 2.
Then I look at my paper.
No.
No, it's fine. If he He's gonna have that for the
Using
test.
Compass measure the first segment.
Okay, so I need to measure the first segment. All right. Measuring the first segment. Okay, I measured it. Now what? And by measure, we're not saying with a ruler. We're saying with the compass.
Then you place it on the line.
The new one.
Yeah, the new one, and then you're done. I think.
And what am I looking for grades? Like, how am I going to grade this? What am I looking for?
The marks.
What marks am I going to be looking for on this one?
Compass marks.
So this one only has one compass mark, so that's all I'm looking for. Yeah, if you want to be overzealous and put a C and a D there for label, great. Okay. Questions on the first construction? How long is that going to take?
5 seconds.
Oh, more than 5 seconds.
What? I can do
It
this
takes
in
me about 5 seconds.
Maybe 30 seconds, right?
Half a millisecond.
I probably take me about
Yeah, if you were a printer
10
plotter, maybe. All right.
10 seconds.
So that is less than half a minute for that one, and you're done with that one. That will be, I'm not lying, that'll be question number 1 on the test. All right. I'm going to leave these up for Madison. And for anyone else that wants, I'll have the video posted by 8 tonight. If you want to look at the video, what we're doing right now, hopefully you can see this. I can't tell what the camera's seeing when I do this, but I think it's okay. I had a girl from the previous, the other class say, yeah, the videos were pretty good. Okay. Go ahead, Jack. This one's yours.
Oh, I know this one. You just gotta draw parallel lines.
I was just thinking about something else. All right. BAC is converted to EDS. Why did I get this?
I want to make congruent angles.
All right, open your compass up to a measurement that goes
No.
through both A.
No.
This is how I do it.
No.
Well, you're doing
Step
Draw
one.
a ray. Whatever.
Draw right.
Why?
All right. You got to have the ray first.
You don't have to.
Well, because what happens is when you put your compass down, at least mine, it'll end up bumping and changing the distance. So the ray comes first. Now what?
Now you draw. Now you open your compass up to a length that goes through both AC, AB, and AC.
It's got to go through both of them. I mean, it can't be longer unless you extend it. You could, but that'd be too much hassle. But it can also be as small as you want. I mean, it will work. It's just not very accurate. So you try to have some distance that's close to the max, but it doesn't have to be the max. So there. All right, there's step 2. Now what?
All right. Now you draw that on the other one.
And I go from either end, it doesn't matter. And I draw that same arc. So here's the only thing you got to be careful with is you kind of got it in your mind's eye, figure out where would that other ray be coming from. Because if you draw the arc like right here and make it very small, then it's not going to go through this leg of the new angle. So it has to be at least big enough. So all I do is typically I just eyeball how large that is and try to draw the same thing over here. All right, step 4.
Measure the 2 points of intersection on the original line.
So I'm measuring this intersection and this intersection, how long that is. And that appears to be about like such.
Boom, did it.
Okay, what do we do with that?
We mirror it onto the other one.
We go to this intersection and we make a mark on the previously drawn arc. Okay. Last step.
Connect to the intersection of the arc to the vertex.
From here to here, and you're done, unless your last name or first name is Ben, and you're still drawing those parallel lines.
I've learned my lesson.
All
Stop
right. Well,
bullying.
I gave you kudos because it was in
drawing parallel
in
lines.
lack of a knowledge of what to do. He figured it out.
I forgot. So what?
Okay.
Construction.
And then
Yes.
for those of you that are seeing for the instructions that I wrote, there were the instructions. And once again, I'll leave those up there for those of you that were lazy and you didn't copy. Remember, I gave you a sheet of paper with this written on there. I never said, hey, make sure you write this in your book of truth. So that's kind of up to you. Okay. All right, what are we on, girls or are we on Ben?
Girls are bad.
All right, girls. All right, Allie, this one's yours. Angle bisector.
So you take your compass, put it at the vertex,
Yep,
and then you draw an arc through both rays.
kind of like the previous one. We're gonna draw an arc through the 2 legs.
And then you go to the intersection, one of the intersections.
Here and here.
And then in any radius.
And any radius, right? It can even, well, what it can't be is half the distance. If you made it really small, we would make an arc right here, and then this one here wouldn't intersect it. So it's got to be at least bigger than half of this distance right here. But what I usually do is just open it up. Yep, that looks about right. And we know that the bisector would be about right here, so I want my arcs to be about right here. So there's one. I'm just kind of eyeballing where the arcs should basically be. And go to the other one, and where they intersect.
And then connect the X.
And if you open it up very large like I just did, you might run out of space and have to do it again because you opened it up too large and you can't draw. But that's the angle bisector. And by the way, it doesn't say how long to draw it. I mean, I don't have to actually go to that intersection point. I can draw right there, and it's an angle bisector. So I'm looking for this arc and these two arcs right here.
Yeah, I did it.
Anybody keeping track of time? How long was that?
I'm not.
I mean, I don't know.
I can-
We started maybe 5 minutes ago. We already did 3 of them.
1 second. I'm getting my calculator.
Class started like.
Well, yeah, but we were messing around.
Where's my calculator? Yeah, it's all good.
All right. Once again, for those who need to write it, and Madison, there are your steps. It needs to be in your book of truth.
Don't start shit.
All right, Anna.
No, I said, what?
Well, I want for the whole thing, because remember, classes are 51, 55 minutes long, so we just want to make sure that we can do this, and
I'm finding the perpendicular back.
we have 14 of these to do.
You started now.
Go,
You open your compass to more than half,
more than halfway.
and then from the two ends of the segment, you put an arc above and below.
And this is the only one that, and if you only put 2 arcs, like one, just the 2 above, then what you do is you wind up not being able to connect it to anything on the lines. This one is the only one that requires above and below. Same measurement from B.
Oh, yeah, this one's really easy.
It is. This one is, once you understand what's going on, this one's really done very quickly. Okay. Now what?
You connect from the intersection.
Intersection to intersection. And remember, we're making a perpendicular bisector. So all we really have to do is, I mean, that's all we really need.
Technically, all I have to do is copy a line and then just pretend I found the middle.
I take the ruler. I'm just confirming. We don't have to do this step. That's 13 and 1 tick mark. And that's 13 and 1 tick mark. Look at that. And I broke my ruler. What the?
You're really sloppy in these.
No, how did this break? What a piece of junk.
Little piece of junk.
Made in India.
That explains it.
Wow, racist.
All those child servants.
All right.
Really, that seems racist.
Okay. That was pretty quickly done.
Mine is about 10 centimeters long.
All right. We're on instructions. Pausing for those that need to read the video or watch the video
Read
again.
the video. How do you read a video?
When it plays and you pause the screen, you read the words.
Wait, okay, I know how to do this
You've
one.
broken all the logic in the world.
All right. We've come to our first medium one.
Wait, is it my turn?
It
I'm
is.
still number 4.
Wow.
Why does that take us?
All right,
Parallel
so
lines
we
again.
gotta figure out how to make a parallel line through that point.
What?
Perpendicular point through line, perpendicular to line
AB that goes
going
through C.
C.
Okay.
So what you're gonna do is you're gonna put your compass on C and you're gonna draw 2. You're gonna basically draw a circle, 2 arcs
You
on
could draw a
2
circle.
arcs on line AB. that are
Segment
like-
AB.
Yes.
And the one thing is, notice we got a longer segment and a shorter segment. Put your compass on the shorter one because that will ensure that you have enough space. If you put it on the longer one first, you could potentially open it up too large so that when you go to the other side, you don't have an intersection. So on the shorter one, like you said, we open it up to a distance, so we make marks on the left and the right. I need that. What are you really finding right there?
You are finding
For that one step.
For that one step, basically, you are finding. I'm not paying attention. You are finding the basically 2 equidistant
Yeah.
points from
So
C.
it's the previous one, right? The previous one, you go from the 2 endpoints that are, and then you find the perpendicular bisector. That's what we're basically doing right here. But you had to have these 2 arcs to find that middle. C is now in the middle of these 2 arcs. All right, keep talking, Dan.
Okay. Then what you're going to do is then you are going to take a length longer than half of the distance between
Longer than
the
half.
first arc and C, and then you are going to draw go up, and you're basically going to draw an arc.
And you can see where C is. We know the line's going to look like this.
That is above C, and you only need to draw 1, and then you do it the other side.
And you don't have to do it to the bottom, but you could.
It just looks nicer.
And the reason why we don't do the bottom because there's already a point on the segment. If there was not a point, that's why the previous one had to do above and below, because there's no point to go through. But now there's a point to go through. So your last step.
I messed up.
And your last step is connect the lines, yes.
There we go. And the part about labeling whatnot, and you're showing that it is in fact 90 degrees.
You know it's a bend problem and it takes 2 minutes and 12
I'm doing something else at the same time.
for construction.
The difference
5.
between Ben and you, Jack, is that Ben, I sense that he's thinking as he's talking. With you, it's I've already thought. Here's the answer.
And you're
Right.
so
Yeah,
free.
I
Because
have
what'll
to
happen
my
is that
time.
you'll hear it. You'll
I gotta have something to do while he's talking. You know what I mean?
you can tell he's thinking like he's not ready to talk. You, on the other hand, all the thinking's been done. Here it is.
And you're
So there's always a debate of whether or not which is the better technique of let me stop, think to the answer first, and then say, or let me talk. And I'm of the, I would kind of fall under his, because as a teacher, when I say something, I try to listen to my words and see, okay, is it making sense? Is it making sense? But if you're right, you're right. It doesn't matter which way. Okay, who we on? McKinley?
Yeah. We're on construction 6.
We are.
I'm on construction 5
How are you 1 behind when you just gave us the answer?
because I'm drawing.
Oh,
I have to draw in purple
Why?
because purple.
do you really have a purple pen?
Yeah, I got a purple, gold, blue.
Should have kind of every color.
Do you have a pink one?
No, I have brown though.
And then
You have a brown pen?
Yeah,
No such
but
a
we
thing
all don't
exists.
like Anna.
Anna's
so.
not that organized. Yes, I am.
Do you have a pink one?
Anna, your backpack. We just made you get rid of it. It was so
Here, guys,
organized.
I know. Here's
Now
your,
you have a pink one.
a pink one.
No, I am.
And
Ooh,
light
My
green.
backpack was so
Yes.
organized.
No, Ben, this is his collection.
No, that's just prepared.
I buy those because the only
No,
ones
there's
I
a
want are the
difference
red ones, and I give all the other ones away.
Over.
The red ones are really nice. Those are
But I mean, it's still
0.1, so 0.7, something like that. They're really nice. They close.
Okay,
Okay,
this is
McKinley,
best
talk.
recipe.
Oh, that's
I
nice.
am thinking.
Now talk.
All right. I'm just gonna start out safe. Let's go from A to about halfway through.
Nope.
No, thank
Ooh, pretty.
Nope.
C halfway.
We're going to go from C to the other segment. We're going to make a mark on the right and the left.
Dang, I knew I was somewhere right.
And the distance just has to be long enough that you can actually reach segment AB. So open it up to a distance that it will actually reach, make a mark on the left and the right of AB. As such,
You see, I was correct. I just didn't.
Jack, what are we actually making there?
What do you mean? Segment in which C is equidistant from the 2 endpoints.
So we're really making an isosceles triangle there.
Right.
So from here to here to here.
Oh no, not those disgusting isosceles.
All right, keep talking, McKinley. Now what?
Then you go from those points
Uh-huh.
and then go halfway across.
At least more than halfway.
Yeah, then go above and below, and then you're done.
And I can see where C is, so I kind of know where I need to make the arcs. And you don't need to go above and below because there's already a point C there, so you just need one.
Why do I keep on going above and
But there's nothing wrong with going above and below.
below? Why am I like this? What path led me down this way?
Are they traumatized childhood?
That sounds like a line from the Star Wars.
Sounds like every Disney movie.
Every Disney movie. Some Disney movies.
We were talking about that in, I forget which period.
Every Disney
And
movie has the same.
somebody was saying some bad words in class, and I said, "Hey, let's keep this Disney rated in this class." And they're like, "Disney curses," and I was like,
Actually,
Disney, not
Disney
Netflix.
plus originals have cuss words.
They do.
and I said the first cuss word I believe ever spoken in a Disney movie was when I was in high school, and it was like this huge, humongous thing. And I believe the movie is called The Black Hole, and it had, I don't know, a very mild curse word in there, and it was really big news. I remember it being a big thing, and people were shocked, and justifiably so. Now we don't even have anyone that doesn't have just decent language. We can't have anything.
Marvel has mostly decent language. One of their movies.
McKinley, stop trying to defend the thing you love.
Hey, I love Marvel for more than that.
All right.
It has compelling
McKinley,
characters.
finally, good job on that one. Once you got, there are all the
Finally good
steps.
job.
Yeah.
Finally good job.
Well,
I know.
you didn't pause that much to think, other than once I got you started, then you were done. Once I got you started, you had the rest of it done. Okay. We are rolling. Jack?
Yeah.
All right, construction 7.
How fast do you want me to go?
Well, we got to draw, so no faster than we can draw. Go.
Draw array AC.
And how long?
As long as you want it to be.
It's got to go a pretty good distance. So, I mean, there's no real good definition of that, but don't stop at C. Go past it.
I mean, you could stop at C.
You can't stop at C. You got to go past C. That's the whole construction of it,
I
is
don't
going
wanna go
past C.
I hate C. It doesn't deserve that sort of kindness.
So I'm going to go past C.
What? Hey. Oh no, I made C too big.
And you'll see,
I'm
pun
still
intended,
drawing in purple. What are you guys doing?
you'll see why we had to make it longer next step. All right, go ahead.
All right, now you draw from your compass from A, open up to any radius.
We would like it to be smaller than C. It doesn't have to be, by the way. It just looks better if it's less than C. So any distance,
And
go
you
ahead,
Draw an arc that goes through both of them.
through both legs of the angle. Okay.
And then you measure that. Well,
No.
You do it. You mirror that arc on the top line on C.
What we're really doing is we're making a congruent angle right here.
Right.
So I can see how long that is. I'm going to make that same thing from C all the way down. And what you're basically doing is it would go through there. Okay.
And then you measure the distance between the two intersections.
Here to here.
Yes.
Okay.
And then you mirror it on the other one.
I'm going to apply it from here.
Right.
Through there. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you connect C and that new intersection you just made.
C through there. And if we do it right, we make a parallel line.
I did
Which
not do this.
I have yet to make a very nice one. Well, let's see what happens this time. Maybe this will be the 25th time is the charm
Wait a
Oh,
minute.
mine's look nice.
I think you've done it more than 25.
this year. And yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I think that's the best one I've done. Usually, for some reason, it was all canted downward in my other ones, but that is the right construction method right there.
Well, of
You
course it
wanna
would be
know my top
canted
10
downward.
reasons
If
why
it's
I
not
hate
parallel, it's
humanity?
canted downward.
Now,
Great. So that means the two angles are not congruent because they're corresponding.
Well, I'm just saying, no matter what you do, it's going to be canted downward on this side, or it's going to be canted downward on the other side. So as long as it's not parallel.
Can you please slow down?
I'm not sure what you meant by that.
Ooh,
It's either going to go downwards this way, or it's going to go downwards this
Well,
way.
then they're not parallel.
Right. So it's only if it's completely parallel does it not cant downward.
Yes, agreed.
don't worry.
I
Ben,
need
I'll
to get
help-
another
I'll help
piece of
everything.
paper.
Go get another piece of paper.
Ben, I know how to slow down the class. Mr. C, do you want to hear my top 10 reasons why I hate humanity?
No.
No, but you know this the special name for people who hate humanity?
Oh,
Right.
yes.
Starts with an M.
uh,
If you hate women, it's called misogyny.
Morons.
how about
If you hate
how
people,
about
it's called.
sociopaths?
I don't think sociopaths hate people. They just don't have any emotional connection with people.
Oh dang it!
Like they don't care. Like, okay, so what? You're sitting there bleeding. I don't know. I gotta go to the grocery store, right? It's not that they hate you,
You're bleeding.
right? It's just that they just truly have no emotional care for people. That's why they steal, cheat, lie, murder. Right? They don't really care. Like it, you know, if you steal candy from a little baby, you should feel bad about it, right? And they don't feel that stuff. Misanthropic is I hate humanity.
I was talking about because I don't like all the math.
What's number 8?
All right. There are the steps video wise, if you need to copy them down. Pause, 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 pause. Ready to move on? Go. All right. Allie. Tangents.
So
Oh,
you
no.
draw a segment through A and B. Make
So
it longer.
There's one that you stop at B and there's one that you go past it. This is the one that you go past it. So we're going to go past B, and it doesn't really say how long. I'll just say
Longer than
the
half of the radius
well,
of the dimension.
I will tell you it needs to be longer than AB, slightly longer maybe. And then we're going to make a perpendicular bisector through B. Now, the only issue here is I don't have a midpoint yet, so I'm forced to make a midpoint. So how do you make a midpoint? Well, you start at B and you make an arc on the right and an arc on the left. Any distance as long as it's smaller than AB. So I make a mark on the right, make a mark on the left. And now B is in the middle of those two arcs. And then open it up to any distance. We already got a point there, so I don't need to go above and below, so any distance. And I'm going to make an arc above and both sides. From that arc intersection, this is where you might mess up. We're not going from A, we're going from this intersection point here. Going from that intersection point and that intersection point. There we go. And then from that intersection through point B is the tangent. From that intersection through point B, that is the tangent.
They're too cocky. A lot of things are cocky to you.
If the tangents are talking to you, you need to seek help.
Yes. Good point. Why?
Because they're inanimate objects. They don't talk.
Well, they're not actually objects, they're an idea.
Well, what if I'm talking to them and then imagine
You can talk to them.
I have no
As
question.
long as you know it's your imagination, we're okay. It's when you really think that they're having coherent conversations with it, we got problems. Yeah.
Is there a specific way to like a symbol when you're like a tangent line, or you say
Oh, good
is
one.
is like CD
We don't.
tangent? Okay.
Yeah. Good one. All right, there are the there's not many of them because the middle one says make a perpendicular bisector. And that were all the steps that
And
we
then,
did right there.
and then when you're trying to make this, and then you just draw a circle with a dot in it when you're trying to say a circle. So circle A,
No.
what that would be.
We would have to put the circle A tangent circle be at point.
No,
whatever.
I would. CD is tangent to a circle.
At point, whatever.
You have to do that. You have to make that, but you don't have to make it.
All right,
hardcore
who we
for
on?
that.
Anna, go Anna.
You make a segment from point A to point C.
And we stop this one. This one doesn't go through C, it stops at C. So we go A to C. I'm not sure why they didn't put this one as AB, but maybe they just want to differentiate it between the other ones. Okay.
And then you're trying to make a perpendicular bisector.
We got to make a perpendicular bisector. How are we going to do that?
You go from each of the endpoints and you do an arc above.
More than half. And then this is the one that I have to go above and below because there's no point here to go through. So I have to go above and below. Oh, I didn't make that one long enough. Look at that.
Ah.
There we go.
And then the intersection of those arcs and you're gonna make a
Now here's the pro tip. The pro tip is that it doesn't have to be that long. I'm just looking at where it intersects here. So I actually draw a pretty small segment just so that my picture isn't too cluttered. So that's all I need is I'm trying to find where they intersect. Where is the perpendicular bisector? Okay.
And then from where those two segments intersect, you're gonna measure with the compass from there to.
Either A or C, it doesn't matter. Okay.
And then you're gonna make a circle or just.
If you look at the book, they make a full-blown circle and boy, does it make it messy. All you're looking for, remember, there'd be two tangents that go from C, one on the top, one on the bottom. When you make this circle, where this circle would intersect the original circle is where that point of tangency is. So since it's only going to ask for one, pick top or bottom, and find out where that would intersect the top, and there's your point of tangency.
Boom, did it.
And then play connect C to that point of tangency, and you're done.
What if I have terrible handwriting and my thing doesn't look good?
How many words have we written in this entire test so far?
6.
Well, in the test, we haven't done anything.
I haven't written it. We wrote A, B, or C, D on the first one. So there's nothing to
What do you mean?
write.
I've written full-blown sentences.
Right.
What if I draw very terrible and then the thing looks slightly
So
off?
I will tell you straight up that if you freehand things, I'm going to measure them myself to see if you just freehand it. Like I will have some people that like, well,
I think I'd freehand on the test.
Yes, I landed on the homework.
if the test is just make a perpendicular bisector and I'm only grading on the marks, then I could go, boom, 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 and do that, and I freehand it. Okay, I'll measure, and if you're wrong, you're wrong.
Wow.
I mean, I'll put my compass from here to here. That mark better be the same as from there to there, and it's easy to figure out if they freehand. Plus, it looks like somebody freehanded it too.
I mean, that bottom one.
The bottom was horrible, right?
Top one's believable.
All right, but come on, I didn't take that. I mean, it was almost as quick to do it for real as it is to freehand it. All right, very good, very good, very good. What are we on? 10, and we got 15 minutes left. We're gonna make it. Who we on?
Me.
Go for it.
You need to get there.
Yeah, I need that.
Oh yeah, sorry.
So the thing
Pause for a second.
you're covering the letter.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
Remember, you can get hung up on the terminology. So if it's in your book of truth, then you save yourself. Circumscribe, inscribe, angle bisector, perpendicular bisector. You can get confused on that. In center, circumcenter. Refer back to your book of truth.
All right. So first off, you let me draw the triangle.
And you can draw any triangle.
I know. I'm drawing the triangle in purple ink.
I like triangles.
Okay. So step one, very simple. What you need to do is you need to be able to take the.
Can you hear him thinking?
Wait, I always get confused when you take the
I know.
bisector or
Exactly.
you use to the.
Exactly. And that's the thing that, okay, maybe you don't have it memorized this year. Maybe you have
Wait
it.
a minute.
I think
It's either angle bisector or perpendicular bisector. It's one of the two.
Perpendicular is for inscribed.
Yeah, it's
Okay, so
it's
we
angle
need two
bisector.
perpendicular bisectors. So you get to pick the sides. Which ones?
All right, let's do A and B.
They're not labeled.
I got to label mine. Maybe you should be looking at my home.
Well, tell me how to label
All right, so let's label that one F, the top one A,
Oh, I thought he
and the
said
last
that.
one Omega.
them. Omega?
Omega. All right, so we're gonna take. So we're gonna figure out the angle bisector of
Omega.
angle A. We're gonna figure out the angle bisector of
Good,
angle
you
A.
already got it wrong.
Oh wait, it's perpendicular lines. Whatever. Okay, we're gonna perpendicular lines.
Perpendicular bisector of
Parallel lines.
no.
Of
Now your answer to every.
You're gonna confuse Madison. Come on.
Okay, we're gonna find the perpendicular bisector of angle F omega.
Okay, so we're gonna do the bottom perpendicular bisector. Open it up to a distance. Because I don't want more marks on the triangle, I'm gonna open that sucker up a lot so that my marks go way up here. So they're far, or down below, I guess. Yeah, let's do down below. I'll do it down below. So I'm opening it up to larger than the side, but that's okay. I put it on point F, make the arc, put it on point omega. I was thinking you were gonna give me a hard Greek letter.
No.
Delta. That's an easy one.
That's an easy one.
I thought you were gonna do like
Beta?
epsilon or something like that.
Oh,
That would actually be so
epsilon.
awesome.
Oh, I love
Oh.
epsilon.
Epsilon.
You don't.
Yeah, they're kind of hard. Okay.
How are you gonna
Oh,
connect
I'm
it?
sorry. We do have to go above and below. What am I thinking? Because there's no mark on here, so we gotta go above and below.
You can connect it to
Baloney.
A if you want to be wrong.
Right, because then you'd make an altitude, and that makes an orthocenter.
You would not make an altitude. You would make an angle bisector.
Well, we were going perpendicular, so if it's perpendicular through A, then it's a altitude. Okay,
You're not wrong.
so now I got my 2 marks.
No,
My
Yeah.
triangle.
Not
Altitudes are
not
perpendicular
that intersection through A.
through A.
Not that intersection through A.
All right, let's not get off track here.
So then
We'll
we
line those up, and all we really need is we need where in the center is it in center or circumcenter?
In center.
Okay, if the circle is on the inside in center, the circle's on the outside circumcenter.
In center.
Circumscribe, circumcenter. In center, inscribe.
I think I did a right triangle. I didn't realize.
You can do it with a right triangle.
Oh yeah, if
it'll
it's a
work.
right triangle. It's on the line. It's on the line.
Exactly,
Oh,
exactly,
okay.
exactly.
So
You can do it in any triangle.
basically, now we're gonna do another perpendicular line.
Yes, sir.
from omega A.
Omega A, so top or right.
Yes.
whatever. All right, so I need, make this a little bit smaller. So I need arc, have enough room here, I'll make it a little bit bigger. Arc,
No,
you're scaring me with that sound.
my triangle, my circle isn't perfect.
Oh, well, that's too bad.
And then you have to connect it, then you just have to draw a circle around one of the tips. I remember now. Excuse me. Why are you talking? We're in the middle of class.
All right, McKinley, are we doing the circle outside or inside? How do you know?
Outside.
Well, how do you know?
Because God deemed it so.
Yeah, I thought I was doing this one.
Circumscribe, you are.
Outside, yeah.
Okay, so now we're gonna take that point. We're gonna enable it ZYX. So we're gonna
Okay,
take.
well, it's a circumcenter, we could
Oh.
call it C.
Or we go, oh.
Yeah, so now we're
Oro.
gonna well, with circumcenter,
I'm thinking of
circumscribe,
orthocenters,
they're
though.
both C.
Agreed,
Why would you put
So why
orthocenter?
would
because the circle would be called circle C.
Yeah, but why?
All right.
Oh,
so
there's
we're-
no reason.
So we're gonna take that.
What are we
point-
measuring? Are we measuring to here or are we measuring
Oh, we're
to
gonna measure the
vertex.
distance between angle. Sorry.
point?
Point C and point omega.
Okay, so we can measure anything from C to any one of the vertices. But since you want to do omega, we'll do omega. And we'll see how accurately I did my construction. Just a hair bigger. There we go. All right, let's see. Pun intended. Oh, it started off well. Oh, I got 2.
Oh. Nobody's gonna be able to.
I got 2 out of the 3.
That's more than me.
Why
Actually,
did I miss always one?
Yeah, I missed one.
no, that's good.
I'm off a little. You can get closer. I'm off a little bit.
No, you got it. It's perfect.
That one's off.
No.
If you can see any space, it's not perfect. Okay. That one absolutely is not like a 30-second one. That's a minute to 2 minutes if you know what you're doing.
Sir,
Yeah.
if I mess up, like I have like only 1 or maybe 2 points on it.
So how am I going to grade this? Well, I'm looking to see if you actually made perpendicular bisectors. And if you made perpendicular bisectors and your first, one of them touches correctly, then you absolutely measured right.
Okay.
Like I said, sometimes I can get 2, sometimes it's only 1.
Is there a construction for making a triangle inscribed in a circle?
Yeah,
What's the next one?
no, the other way around. Not in high school, though.
Why not high school?
Well, it could be, but they have to, we're 14 of these and we've got 8 minutes left and we only got through 10.
We're only supposed to do one class.
Right.
It's not like we're supposed to do one class for every chapter.
Now, granted, we have been talking, messed around a little bit, but not too much.
Talking about my parallel line obsession.
Oh, inscribe. Who are we on?
Me, no.
Yeah, that's me.
Wait
No,
a
we're back to
minute, I
McKinley.
just discovered something. There's only 14. There's 5 between. I don't get the construction.
Yeah.
Check it out. We're not going to make it through 14
Oh,
in this
no.
class.
I know, but
We'll finish it tomorrow and then we'll start over
Where can
again.
they go?
I'm working. Can you give me a second?
We'll do this one and then we'll do the centroid and we'll stop.
Why are you working when he's calling on you?
Because I am drawing.
All right, McKinley, the previous one was perpendicular bisectors. So what is it for this one?
It is a putting a circle inside.
The previous one was perpendicular bisectors. This one involves.
Outside. The other one.
Do you
great
remember?
idea.
No, I don't remember.
Angle bisectors.
Yes.
So pick two angles.
The top and bottom. From the top to the left.
Okay, top and left. Okay.
There.
Remember how we make angle bisectors is that we make an arc. I'm going to do the left one first. We make an arc. And then from that arc, we make another arc. From the intersections, we make another arc.
Then you just do the outside stuff.
Then we play connect.
Then we play favor. It's more like it.
And remember, we only need where they intersect in the middle of the triangle. You don't need to extend it outside the triangle. All right, that one was done. He said the top. This can get messy. Okay. And from that, okay. Here to here. Remember, I'm only looking for where the angle bisectors intersect. So that's a lot of mess going on right there. But I'm looking for this point right here.
And then you draw perpendicular bisectors.
No, no.
Yes.
What do we do next?
You draw perpendicular from that point.
To
Any side.
any side. So, I mean, it's already a big honking mess right now. I usually at this point, I'll pick the side that has the least number of markings on it that I think that this will fit. I don't know, or maybe the easiest one. I'm going to go to the top. Nothing special about that, but I'm going to go to the top. Make a mark. Make a mark. Open it up. Arc. Arc. And then from that point, the end center, what I really need is this mark simply so that I can measure how far it is away from the end center to one of the sides. Next year, I'm going to do this in different colors because this is a big honking mess right here. So that's the distance I care about. I measure that from here to there. Tell me if I'm going too fast. And if I did it right, that's the measurement. That should be, from that point right there, make a circle. Let's see. That one touched. That one went a little bit out. So, oh, why did it go
That's
outside?
the one you measured.
Yeah, but that was the one I looked. The problem is the center keeps sliding around on me.
Then just get a magnet.
I did, and then my magnet broke.
We get another magnet.
Oh, man, I got this one perfect.
Wow. Get perfect circles.
Now, that was the best one I did.
What? Why are you allowed to have perfect circles?
Wow, that worked out perfectly. All right.
You got a compass.
There we go. Oh, that's a big hot mess. Look at all those marks. It looks like a basketball with all the markings on it.
It does.
I like basketball-ish.
All right. Before the bell rings or even after the bell rings, I just want to do, and here's the instructions, by the way.
You need to get out of the way.
It's on the video.
Oh, I thought you were.
No, the camera's right here. So
Well, yeah, but you were. On
yeah, if I'm right here.
Yeah, you were.
All right. I do want to go over the, we'll do what, 12, 13, and 14 tomorrow. We'll start off on that. I do want to go over these, the one theorem for the centroid. McKinley, when you look at that, can you see that centroids are made by connecting a vertex to the median of the opposite side? They all have a point of concurrency inside the triangle, and it breaks each one, CO, AM, BN, into two parts, a small piece and a larger piece.
What's it? You said it's a thetroid?
Centroid, CENTROID. Now I know you were eating cookies during this class since you've never heard of that before.
No, I don't know how to spell it.
Ah.
I did level on theorem 10.4 and then I explain it. I don't actually go.
And this
"It's
was
centroid
in
theorem."
yellow was the so what. I can ask this question two different ways. I can ask you how long is one long piece, or I can ask you either one of the shorter pieces. Remember, shorter pieces are half of each other. The short piece is a half of the medium piece. The whole piece together is, well, it's broken up into thirds. 1/3, 2/3, 1/3 plus 2/3, 3/3. Lastly, if it's not an equilateral triangle, don't assume that one of those medians has anything to do with any of the other ones. So here's all, if you remember right from the class, why are you not clicking? There it goes. These are the questions that I asked before. So we got a shorter piece and a longer piece, 1/3, 2/3. And I think I did this for McKinley. McKinley, if CF is 30, how long is FX?
It should be half of it. No,
If CF is 30, how long is FX?
oh, that is 15. Half of it. It's a third of it.
So
Then 10.
it's 10. And how long is CX?
15.
Because 10 plus 15 is 30.
No, not that 20.
It's 20. So that's one way. Everybody good on that one? That's one way to ask it.
Can you go back so I can finish?
Yeah, a
writing?
second. The other way I could ask it is this. Allie, if AX is 32, if AX is 32, how long is XG? Because that's the half one. So if I tell you about one of the pieces parts, they're either double or half, depending upon which one I give you. But if I give you the whole thing, then you're breaking it up into 1/3, 2/3. All right, so FX is, get that right? XG, sorry. XG would be 16, and the whole thing would be 48. And that was the one thing. So those three things, the 14 constructions, centroid with this math, and then the last thing are the two Loki problems. I'll give you two Loki problems.
Can you go back to the words?
And what construction were we on?
No, not construction. The theorem words.
Oh, okay.
You want the homework?
I do want the homeworks.
No, he doesn't. He's bluffing.
I already got two of them.
From who?
From Jack White and Jack White. And,
Wait,
Jack White and what does this go with or not with? Now this was from that previous. I got you.
I did the first one. Headaches from today. The other one that I gave you yesterday. Or sorry.
So you still have that 1-0.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Though. I still have a 98.
All right.
I still have a 98
How do you have a 98 if you're only missing one?
because I haven't gotten perfect
Because-
on every test.
Not every test.
I've gotten. Actually, no, I have gotten a perfect on every test.
So how do you not have?
Probably like a 99.
I would think it had to be a 99.
I guess we need that down in the gym.
Go to your essay teacher first, and then we'll go to the gym.
I have all my.
You don't have to go.
Which means I don't have to stay there longer than 5 minutes.
We don't need a 7th grader, so we're just collecting the sheets today.
Great, so that means I get to read my book.
Find out that Allie filled it out all wrong.
Allie forgot her.
I forgot mine, but my mom brought it.
Nice.
So,
Nice.
Find out that McKinley signed up for 4 astronomy classes when there's only 1. And